We're live again. 3 times in 2 days. I can't even believe it. It's a new record. We'll give it a minute or so to let a few people jump in, and then we'll crack on. Pretty much planning and doing 3 weeks of Monday Night Dynamite, and then jumping in to All Out, and looking at the issue I might have for All Out, which isn't exactly going to be fun, but it is what it is. It's going to fuck up our plans, which is not ideal. So basically I was hoping to have Jericho in the main event, but because we've applied the alliance to bring in folk from elsewhere, it does mean that CMLL have taken up the option to bring him in, so he may be missing for when we need him most. When the actual title match takes place. So that's fun. Just got one more thing. Yeah, let's crack on while people jump in. So 3 weeks to go. Money's in a good position. We are one company down in the ranking system. That might be an issue with me as well because I've not sought the biggest TV deal in the world. Another 4 months and 2 weeks. That's the thing. Just time slot. Late night. So maybe we should have went with a less sized company, but it would have given us a more prime time slot. Oh well, we'll see how we can judge it. We're 4 weeks into it. 4 months left in the deal, sorry. So we shall judge it from there, and then see what happens, because it is a big network to be on. And I don't think we're quite in a position to get a second show on the go. So look, Jericho, Moxley, Penta, Cody and Daniels are the franchise players. El Lindemann's our next big thing. A lot of hot prospects, T-Hawk, Sadie Gibbs, El Lindemann, Sonic S and Sammy Guevara. Top, Jericho, Moxley, Foley, Penta and Daniels. Showstoppers, Jericho, there's a recurring theme here, Omega, Penta, Moxley and Cody. Ring Generals, Shock Horror, Jericho, Cody, Omega, Kenta and Pac. That is quite mad. Wave of momentum, yeah, I've had to write him out because he's not over enough. That's crazy. So, good mid-card level, but just not quite at main event level. But Moxley, Cody, Kenta and MJF starting to pick up momentum. We've booked him quite strongly, I'd say. We just need to slowly but surely build him up, which will take a good bit of time. Who's not? Sean Spears, Ray Phoenix, Tony Jr., Glacier and Chuck Taylor, fair enough. People by their prime, Dustin Rhodes, Glacier, M.I. Sakura, Awesome Kong and Aja Kong, that's fair. Hidden Gems. This is still going to show Enzo. Enzo, Talia, Angel, Ricker and Bill Morrissey. It's crazy that both the beautiful people are in there. Absolutely mad. But we'll book on anyway. We'll see what happens. As always, I will be putting this up on Twitch, on YouTube as well, so people can catch up. Right, Daniels, that's just his protege, that's fine. So we're missing Bandio, and we're missing Pac for this one. So if I've got my booking, All Out at the moment has Cody and Dustin too, that's fine. Omega and Moxley, I think we're going to lose Omega. So, I'm tempted to go Jericho Moxley for the title, but we shall see. So what I'm going to do is let's book a massive main event, a 4-way match. Don't need to have heels and faces, I need to keep remembering that. So let's turn this around. We'll have the right to face Chris Jericho. We'll put Kenny in it. We'll put Moxley in it. Put Ray Phoenix in it. I'm going to put Kent in it. So that would be quite a damn solid match, I think, despite the fact half of them were in WWE at one point. 22 minutes. We'll make it a, it's big consequences, but we'll have Moxley pin Kenny. So what that will do then is confirm it is going to be Jericho versus Moxley for the AEW Championship. It takes Kenny out as a loss against Moxley, so then that's why they don't face each other all out. And then when we eventually have Kenny available to use, we'll be fine. This is just going to be worrying when it pops up that we can't use Jericho. So we'll keep an eye on that. She's lucky for the host buddy, much appreciated. So that's fine. It's a solid main event. Just the VFL F1 account and Snoogans as well for the hosts. Appreciate it, boys. So that's a solid main event. I think that's easily going to gain its popularity. I'm quite content with that. So that will allow us to focus primarily on the lower card. And Mild Day as well. Thank you. The other Scotsman. There's more than one of us. Right, it's a pain because this game will just not work with Streamlabs. Like, it doesn't pop up the things. I need to keep everything like run about me. If the game actually worked with Streamlabs, it'd be great. But unfortunately, it doesn't capture the many windows that TW brings us. I need to use just normal OBS, and I ain't got shit loaded up for that, unfortunately. Right, so we will have. Try to think what else I can build towards that event. So I've had Sean Spears get his match back against MJF. Let's go with Sammy Guevara because he's been somebody that's been quite positive. I'll have him take on Marco Stunt. We'll give them a solid 10 minutes and we'll allow them to have Sammy pick up the win. He'll be our guy I think we'll just push to the moon and we'll see how he gets over. We'll make that Steal the Show match, so that's effectively all out. And that can be a pretty solid co-main event, I think, actually. We'll add that segment for the end of the show where we have the stare down between. I'm forgetting there's a custom angle I put in with it. I can't be arsed making a segment up. We'll just have it as a heated confrontation. That seems to be not bad. So heated confrontation, and that will be Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho. It pissed me to use two WWE guys, but I need to make sure the match is as over as possible. It's one of those things you need to go with. So that will be our end of the night. Let's give the women another match. We do need to build an aspiring women's division as well. Something that can rival WWE's, if not surpass it. Let's see, who've been not really used? I'm going to go with Rio. I've not really used her, to be honest. Let's put her in action. And we'll make her take on Leather Bates. I've not really used the Liberian, so we'll give her an opportunity. We'll give them 8 minutes. We'll let Rio get the win. Pinfall, in fact, actually. I don't even know if she can, but let's have a submission finish, because I do pinfall finishes all the time. Unfortunately, it does need to take the role of storytelling match of the night, but that puts in as the opener. 90% matches because the main event is effectively taking up half the show, so we'll have a couple of promos. I think we'll have a promo hyping up MJF, so that's fine. Let's get his character over. Give him 4 minutes, we'll put that in there. Should have 40 books of Fatal 4-Way, so then we'll have our GM-ish type guy, Mick Foley, booking Moxley, Kenta, Kenny, and Ray Phoenix. There we go. It's hard to remember that. 5 minutes. Mick Foley does not use a script either. Okay, that's fine. Don't mind Mick because he's a legend in that. So that will be your opening segment. So it's a very WWE-like show, unfortunately. That's fine, and we still need to book 5 minutes. Again, it has to be promos and vignettes. So we are going to go with Just going to see who's not been used and who we can really utilise. Do you know, because I've barely used them in a positive light, we'll have just a solo promo, as in just them promoting themselves, not as in against another team. And we'll have Skew, so of Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky, and that's them just really hyping up what they can do. 5 minutes, that's fine, I'm happy with that. So that will go in, put it in there, so it's kind of building up the show. So you're kind of starting off with, oh my god, the great, exciting thing that we're going to have this main event. The women's match is just kind of like, alright, who are these? Getting used to their characters. MJF's getting his character over. Two guys that have got, folk are like, oh my god, it's not expecting this. And then you've got your main event, which should just steal the show, and then a big confrontation. So, building up to something great at the end. Attendances are growing, that's good. Expected to have 3,600 fans. So, hopefully, we can book a 4,000 arena, and maybe we can get a bit lucky. A few extra fans will turn up. Unless we can get about 3.8. Is there any 3.8 attendances? Or capacities, I should say. Nah, I think we'll go 4,000 then. For the sake of $3,000, we'll go with the Vada Bellini, or how do you pronounce that, centre in Edwardsville, Illinois. So continue to be based mostly in the Great Lakes, just to try and get that over the line and make that one area that we can get to cult level. So everything's fine, we've met all our product targets, which is of course making sure that it is a storytelling match, a steal the show match, or of course other options we've got there. I just go with steal the show because we are predominantly wrestling rather than everything else that it possibly could be. So hopefully, good show here, and we can hopefully gain a good little bit of pop and keep us moving in the right direction. There we go. Let's try to sort of outrun about this TW screen, so let's see how we do. So Mick Foley books the Fatal 4-Way main event match, Moxley, Kenta, Omega and Phoenix. This gets a D43, masterful job of improvising, came across well, gets the show off to a strong start, that's what you want, you get the crowd raring to go. Sorry, they booked in, so don't you worry. Terrible matchup, saw Rio defeat Leva Bates in 801 with submission, D-36. Now, I think here this is one where Rio would have a much better performance, but Leva would be more over in the US, so it's a good balance there. You can see Leva quite happy to put her over. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Decent storytelling match, a much better grade admittedly than I expected to get there. Match with Jacob Friedman, just obviously bragging about how how good he is, how self-entitled he is, and that D-38 is a good promo, so slowly but surely gaining overness. A co-main event about that had subpar wrestling and little heat. Sammy Guevara defeated Marco Stunt in 9:37 by pinfall with a shooting star press. So D42, a good win for Sammy, continuing to gain momentum. Marco Stunt was off his game, but is getting better his gimmick. He got the crowd buzzing, and you can see they're both guys roughly about the same level in terms of performance, so that's good to see. Negatives, both guys for stamina. 9 minutes all out, surely you could have done that. But yeah, that's still decent. Skew promo, not great. He got the crowd better and hotter admittedly, but I'd have expected him to knock out a bit of the park because I had Daniels and Kazarian in there. But a D41, I think I've got an idea of where I want that to lead to. But Kazarian and Scorpio Sky improve acting, Scorpio including to show more charisma and developing better performance skills. Which leads to our main event, joint best match in the history of All Elite Wrestling. About that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. John Moxley defeats Kenny Omega, Kenta and Rey Fenix in 22:09. John Moxley defeated Omega with the Moxie. He carried the match in terms of in-ring performance, because he's far more over in the States. The C+69 is good, that's with Rey Fenix off his game. Promising that, a 76 for Moxley, a 60 for Kenta. Kenny struggled a little bit, but he was, he's not the most over in the States. despite how really good they are. So our aim again on our save is to try and get Kenny Omega over. But happy with that. A few negatives, as you can see there. Kenta already hitting declining physical ability, but it means we do set up, instead of Hangman Page against Jericho, we have Moxley versus Jericho. So a heated confrontation. One of these men will be the first ever All Elite Wrestling heavyweight champion. In the show, C61 increase in popularity in the 18 regions that the show is broadcast in. So again, just making sure we're getting that wee bit closer to Cult, and then more money will come in. And then, the thing is, we'll push to then get a second show as well. Although I do think we'll more likely go 2 hours rather than 2 shows, because the 2 hours then allows us to use more of the undercard, and at the same time allows us to properly use storylines. I think we probably will opt for storylines just to get people more over quicker. So I've noticed Moxley's not really moved to what it was at. Right, Ryan Reeves, the Ryback, wins the ASW UK Championship. Raw had 8,000 fans, so that's not bad. We're closing. Raw's getting 8,200, we're getting 3,795. So show was awesome. That's always good. Flamitas, that's could be something that we could really bring in actually. Like, I know he gets a lot of attitude problems in this game. Patton doesn't have any. But that really could be somebody we could bring in. Let's have a look what's offered. Pay-per appearance, you damn right, man. 1 year deal. Let's get Flamita in. Oh, I should still sign. We're all offering for different things, that's cool. Ginny's not getting a new contract at Progress. Ella Dawn looks like she's going to sign an extension with NXT UK. That's fine. That's somebody will probably bring in at one point if they can develop it better, because she's young enough to develop. And our news items, Alicia Tout has relocated to the southeast. Monday Night Dynamite gets its highest TV rating of a 0.13, and Billy Gunn just does not like the Luchasaurus. How can you not like the Luchasaurus? So, medical, clean bit of health. Kenny's a bit fatigued, that's cool. So, as I say, All Out was the 3rd week, so 2 more weeks of television, and then All Out. We'll have a vote and we'll decide what we want to do for the September event. And then the 2nd annual All In will be in October. We'll just change that to 2 hours as well, because you end up spending just money that isn't needed to be spent, if I'm being honest. So, pre-booking, All Out, Kerry versus Moxley. We'll delete that booking until we know when it's coming in, and we'll confirm that All Out. We'll see Chris Jericho, John Moxley. That'll be for the AEW Heavyweight Championships. The Cody versus Dustin Rhodes too, that's happening as well. We'll have more titles down the line, but we'll stick with this just now. So we'll have that as the AEW Heavyweight Championship. Let's see, is there any random titles we can put in? I don't have a picture of the title yet. Is there any here I can just click on it, just instantly look at it and go, nice. We'll go with that. Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. We'll go with that one. Singles, male, main event. Yep. Happy with that. So there we go. I've got 2 weeks to decide if I want to have tag titles, and I've got 2 weeks to decide if we're going to have a women's title as well. We inevitably will at one point, but whether we have them All Out, or if we just wait to All In, remains to be seen. So we'll keep that one kind of in the possibly, maybe, but don't know. Get Farson music on in the background while we're booking. The joys of, because we're putting it on YouTube as well, can't have any copyright strikes or whatever else, you know. muting the stream. So Jeff Jarrett's been divorced from Karen Jarrett. Apart from that, All Japan loaning out to Suta Naito. Tony Storm's gone from Progress. Not really anything else on top of that. Is she getting over in the States? Nah, not yet. If she was getting a bit more over in the States, I'd have maybe looked to, not really stole her, just kind of borrowed her for a women's division, just to see what we could add in. I think the thing as well is when you started playing TW for ages, you forget that the load times are a bit longer and pale in comparison to say FM, which at times can be really rapid. Right, so Rob Van Dam's going to look to stay with Impact Wrestling. NXT of the show, so we're getting better crowds in NXT, so that should hopefully be natural order that will take a lead over them. I'm still worrying we're 8th, but we do have to make sure we've still got our basically 22 months. We should be fine. If we're not fine, I'll be worried. But we must stay in a positive light as well. It does take a bit of time between days. It does also demonstrate the length and detail that the Who puts into his mods. So it gives us obviously a lot more wrestlers. I don't know how it compares in terms of the Canelverse, if that's really stacked, but in terms of real world mods, man, the effort the guys put in is nothing but respect to the guys for the amount of time they put in. So a better crowd and Impact, that's good. Leather Bates is going to tour with Stardom. Eddie Edwards is re-signed with Impact. As I say, once we go cult, we will look to bring in the Wolves. There we go, that's a good signing. Flamita, we're happy with that. I know exactly who he's going to be facing. Brian Pillman Jr. has split up his partner. To the extent, I'm not even going to wait to All Out for the matchup. Flamita's going to debut, if he's available, in this episode of TV. And he's going to pick up a big win against somebody on a wave of momentum. I know it's somebody I didn't want to lose, but I just feel this match has to happen. Don't know I listen to that kind of music. What else we got? Right, let's have a look. Quite a few news items there. A couple of stuff happening in CMLL. New Japan will show the breakout show. What do we New Japan is though? I don't know if it was. It was used there. Them continue using Moxley isn't exactly going to help us. It's going to just keep fatiguing him. Shelly Martinez to retire. Nyla Rose has a relationship with Zack Sabre Jr. It's one of those ones that'd be interesting. It's obviously, I doubt it would happen in real life, but obviously I still think the game is to obviously incorporate a few things. Saying that, I think, while TW hasn't, I think World of Mixed Martial Arts might have introduced more stuff to do with gender. But it's only a game. I mean, it's not exactly the end of the world. That's just confirming those two are dating. Alright, so Flamita. Mid-card, that's fine. Gimmick, old school cocky. I know the gimmicks are kind of basic just now, but I'll keep it like that until we get to the stage where, because I don't really need big gimmicks in this. If it pops up, their gimmick, their act is getting stale, we'll properly look into the character and go, right, where do we see this? Again, it's stuff I'd maybe say more storyline driven. So again, once storylines happen, that's when we'll kind of go, right, let's sort that. That's the thing as well, I felt like TW's introduced me to so many different wrestlers I had no idea existed. And then when they actually start wrestling in a more mainstream promotion, I'm like, they're really, really good. Alright, so let's look here. Ring of Honor had a show. Again, getting more attendance than them, so that's good. We're making more money then, hopefully, than these companies. ICW are looking to extend their brand, that's fine. Evolve had 131. Ethan Page to re-sign with Impact. I don't see anything else there directly affects us. Right, so good. CMLL have used Penta, so that won't rule Penta out of the next show. I'm just waiting until it comes up, they've used Jericho, and then I can go relax. They won't be missing Chris Jericho for All Out. So I've just did a brainwave. So Tenzan's got an undisclosed leg injury. John Moxley wins the G1. So I think Mox is getting very over in Japan, which is worrying because then I think we might lose him. Walter's been doing well, that's good to see. That's actually somebody we could bring in. Although unrealistic, it's somebody we could look to bring in. So I just want to check that actually. So John Moxley. So the pop's about the same in the UK. Japan top about 55 to 59. Who was his popularity previously? Yep, he's really getting over in Japan. No real other changes, a little bit in the British Isles. Pretty much staying the same in Canada and US, maybe a little 1 point. But he's certainly soon going to be a more popular man in Japan than he is in the US. Is that happening, Jamie? So let's rattle in. I'm going to basically make 2 decisions here. So we're missing Flamita, Pac, and Bandido. There we go. That's my plan round. Was going to go Sammy Guevara versus Flamita, so that's not happening. So is that another protege? Selling, and yep, that's good to have Daniels in that role then. Right, so we're going to start off then with my other idea that I had, and that was going to be Mick Foley was going to book a match. Are you kidding me on? I can only book 2v2. There we go. So Sports Center, we go self-promotion. We'll go self-promotion 8. So basically All Out we are going to see Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, Matt, Nick Jackson, Ray Phoenix and Penta, and Jack Evans and Angelico. Fatal 4-way tag team match for the first ever AEW tag team champions. So that segment will be quite big, 9 minutes, and nobody needed to be scripted there, so that's perfect. So quick match, so I don't forget. 4-way tag team. Let's make it even more mad. Let's make it a ladder match. So Angelico and Evans, The Addiction, the Lucha Brothers, and the Young Bucks. Let's literally go all out. So now we're looking at Jericho, Moxley, Cody and Dustin, and then the Fatal 4-way tag team match. Not bad at all, until my plans get absolutely ruined, no doubt. What I'm going to do is we'll have Jericho in action on this particular episode. We'll give Moxley time off. Jericho And we'll have him face off against somebody that can get a good match, but he puts over. I'm going to go Jay Lethal. I don't think there's anybody else that I particularly want to be getting a win over Jericho. So we'll give them 18 minutes. Give them a solid bit of time. See if Chris will do the job. But Lethal with a victory. Flash victory. Tainted victory. Slow build match. And it'll be through a distraction finish from Jon Moxley. Fucking hell, Chris, man, put somebody over, you would have no issue in real life. He's still furious, I just can't get him to put somebody over. Right. Sorry, Jay, you're getting the loss in. I need to keep Jericho happy, he's going to be too big a player going forward, so Jericho gets the win. We'll just make it he gets the flash pinfall with holding the tights or something, that's cool. Pain in the arse, but that's what it is. Post match then, you can take the beat down Jericho for that. As Jon Moxley attacks him. That's a 5-minute segment. We're going to have a match up. We're going to have Dustin get some momentum before his match against Cody. So we're going to have Dustin Rhodes versus Joey Janela. We'll make that match 8 minutes long. Dustin picks up the win. That'll be a storytelling match, and that'll be a sweet pinfall. We'll also have guest commentary duty, and we'll have Cody on that. And we'll give that 3 minutes. That's fine. Let's part that in as our co-main. Alright, so we need one more match, I would say, and then a couple more angles. So let's just try to think who we can use. Let's go with... don't want to put too much folk in television. Let's go with a 5. Let's give some of the lesser acts a bit of action. Let's put in, and take out the mid card actually. Let's go with Michael Nakazawa for the first time. Let's give an opportunity to Sonny Kiss. Let's put in Brian Pillman Jr. Let's put in Jungle Boy. And we'll have the Luchasaurus just destroy them all. In fact, no, I'll take Orange Cassidy. I will make it Orange Cassidy, he half-arses it, and he picks up the win. So they'll make that match 7 minutes. Orange Cassidy will pick up the win. The loser can be Michael Nakazawa. Pinfall. And we do need a steal the show match, so they're just going to go all out for a small period of time. And that can be your opener. Alright, so we've still got 9 minutes to put in. Let's put in a hype angle for a singles wrestler. Let's put up one for Britt Baker. Give her 4 minutes to build up a bit more of the women's division. And found out how to have audio only and can use other apps. So kind of phone you got anyway. How many did you help me the last time? Phone just annoys me, man, honestly. I could just like launch it and never use it, the ideal. Another angle. I put Kenta, I think. I've just got that reluctance to put too many matches on the card because I'm just trying to be stingy with money. iPhone as well. So go with that, that's fine. 3,600 here. 3,500, 3,600 in the southwest. We'll jump to the southwest then. You don't want to oversaturate a market and just continually go and then they're just like, fuck, you're back again. What a bit of variety. There we go, 3.9, that's perfect. Gersten Pavilion in Los Angeles, California. Boom. Let's see how we do. So the hype for the 4-way tag team title match. D plus 48, got the show off to a strong start, got the crowd hotter, that's always what we're looking for. Evans and Helico, improving in acting. Good to see. Pentel Zero was penalised for language problems, that's fair enough, I probably should have thought of that. But at the end of the day, the longer they're based in the US for shows, they'll pick up the language, and then they don't get that penalty. so can afford to take it there. But that terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Orange Cassidy wins the 5-way match. In 7:25, Cassidy defeats Michael Nakazawa by pinfall. You can see that they're all pretty much at the same level. Sonny Kiss maybe not so much, but that's someone we can look to build up over time. There's no rush to push Sonny Kiss, but I think we will give him a push eventually, and it's good to see good stats there, Rumble, technical, and performance. Michael Nakazawa, declining physical ability. I'd need to watch some of the Being the Elite to see what he's like. Britt Baker's promoted, that's just an E-18. Kent is promoted, and that killed the crowd a little, which is frustrating. That was an E27. So people not really over in the US and not getting much more over with us. Cody coming down to do colour commentary gets a D45. And Dustin's match against Joey Janela was just an E+32. Dustin picks up the win in 7 minutes and 40 with a Lone Star State of Mind. He's obviously going to be getting hit pretty badly with declining physical ability. That's going to not be ideal in any of his matches. It leads us up to the main event. Jericho defeats Jay Lethal in 1822 with a handful of the tights. Not ideal for Jericho's debut. Lethal's debut under the franchise gimmick, wholesome gimmick. A franchise player. Average rating, crowd's hotter though, a 68 to a 62 in terms of in-ring performance. That's good. So if we get him over, then Jericho would be quite happy, hopefully, to put him over eventually. Jericho's hitting declining physical ability, so that's not ideal. And then the stare down into the attack from Moxley. E-74. Crowd gets hotter again, and hopefully gives a good rating. That's just going to be your thing, man. You're just going to sign hundreds of folk, fail at Herenveen, and just go, well, Van Dyke was really good, so hopefully they will. Good chance they might. We did the exact same. It's like, this guy looks like he could just be exactly Lame Out or Marvin Johnson. Let's just sign him. But we've actually got as close to a Marvin Johnson clone as we could have got. Just he's a wee bit older. He scored 15 goals in the National League for right mid, so that's promising. Right, so Raw Report, 9,300. We had an excellent show. It sold out 3,900, so that's good to see. Adam Cole Rising Star, that's somebody I'd love to bring to the company, but ain't going to happen until we get a lot more money. And we can attract people away. Dynamite was a 0.12, and Jericho is charismatic. He is a future star, so Jericho likes him. So don't forget, you can see there's a lot of people I don't really use that I should be using as well. I actually lost a bit of momentum. It's crazy. Right, so I want to basically add in a title. So add title, EW Tag Team Championship. I'm just going to keep that default one now, just until we get like a decent... until we get a decent picture. So AEW Tag Team Championship, Tag Team, Floating. Oh, that's perfect. So that's us get 2 titles, less prestige, 50. That championship will debut at All Out. Women's, I think, will hold off until we know for certain who our women's division is going to be centralised around. Plan is, we'll play this until the end of All Out. I'm going to jump off, and then I'm going to spend my last hour awake playing my Larn save on FM. It's great, man. You get a team that just pisses the league, so you don't need to try the first season. And then after that, you're like, maybe I need to try now. The fact that I was able to sign second place top goal scorer on a free transfer just shows, what I'm kind of dealing with to start with. Alright, let's have a wee look here. Nikki Storm's injured. Strained trapezius. Arhennis to stay with AAA. I'm not going to butcher his name this year. Not a lot happening there. How are we doing financially this month so far? 77 grand profit. So we keep that up. We should be in a good place to hopefully be looking at an 156 profit like we did last month, which is good. Let's see what else we've got. The television is absolutely horrible. Gonna hate myself for the music I put on. But that's what it is. Alright, so let's have a look there. 0-1 contract for Chris Weiss. It's just mostly your independent talents. Icona Pop, fucking had them for years. There he is, the face of our company, John Moxley. It's the man that's going to take on the WWE for us. Eventually. So the fact we need to get through Cult, National, we might get WWE at National. Triple A have the Lady Shani. Rejecting. Let's have a look at that company war. So WWE in this are... Oh! WWE are down to Cult already? Jesus Christ, they must not be getting what they want. So you might see a lot of WWE guys leaving. Jesus Christ, New Japan's Cult. Shh. So size and prestige levels, we are 13th. But in terms of importance, 8th. This could be very interesting because you've got Impact, NXT, ROH, all regional, a lot of AAA as well, and all Japan. But then you've got just CMLL, New Japan, WWE just at one level ahead. So we could possibly get to WWE a lot quicker than I expected. Surprised they've dropped this far down, although I always feel WWE in real life's weird. Like, the ratings are obviously poor, and it's maybe not as big as it used to be, but in terms of their financial results, like, it blows any other, they're probably as financially good as they've ever been. You're getting 10-year deals for Saudi Arabia. It's going to happen. So going forward, I don't know how the streams are going to work during the week. This is a tester. Like, this is going to be the key idea if I'm going to be back or not. Because really, I just don't know how I'm going to feel. Because every day I'm working 7:30, 5:30. Time I get in and get shit ready, 7. I'm usually absolutely scunnered. So I might try and fit in a couple of 1 hour streams, like this kind of time slot within the night. I might go for that, maybe like once or twice during the week. Thursday, I'd probably say is a no-go. Play 5-a-side after work, and then after that, I've got F1 practice and clubs or whatever at night, or other games at night with my mates. So that kind of really puts an hour window, which is ideal. So you'd maybe get something late on a Thursday, like midnight. But Fridays are most likely. Saturdays, well, there's no fit, but Sundays, whenever I wake up, just kind of fucked it and slept in the day, which is going to kill me tomorrow. But I'm just looking through here. TJP, so the company, not the wrestler. Fuck. See something that maybe I've brought in. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. this Friday's weird because normally I'd have streamed quite a bit during the day, but with the wrestling and F1 being on at the same time, that's going to occupy my PC and my Xbox, so I do what I can enjoy both, and I've got shit to do for my brother during the day, which I am completely thrilled at. Well, we'll see. That's why I always say just keep an eye on Twitter, because I'll always tweet about it, although I tend to tweet like 5 minutes before. It just worries me that a lot of All Out is going to pretty much be made on the spot. I'm just dreading if Jericho's taken out and I need to fucking panic at the last minute. I don't know how it would work if he's not used. But we'll see. There we go, Chris Jericho's used by CMLL. That's fine, that match is going to happen. Partial PCL tear, is that going to affect us massively? Medical 28 days. So Evil Uno's going to be out. I'm not going to give him surgery because that's not enough time to really worry about. I'd say we need a right back, but we just need to actually play Richard Tate in his actual position. So you can't have Richard Tate because he plays everywhere. But you can have Grimmy if you want. I'll actually mind Grimmy, but if you want Grimshaw, take him. Just use a couple of 100k and we'll jam him. That's the weird thing with Motherwell is we're actually pretty much covered for the new season. Like, we've got 3 goalkeepers, so we're fine with that. Defence, I'd say maybe a late centre back, but apart from that, I think we just really need wingers and strikers. That's about it, which is not a bad situation to be in at the start of June, because like, you always get folk panicking. You can pay a lot of money for David Turnbull and loan him back for a season. That's the thing, like, folk are like freaking out going, oh, you signing somebody this week, or oh, what's happening here? Folk are not signing players. Like, Flo gets that a lot on Hingy. Our chairman gets a lot on Twitter, and it's like folks, he's doing know there's like another fucking 10 weeks left of the transfer window, and it's like, relax. People will just want players in ASAP, especially like up here, like, see if, well, more so you have to need to panic a wee bit for your Champions League qualifiers, but you forget every window shuts in England, what, the first week, second week of August. Like these Scottish clubs, three weeks to go, right, this guy's no getting an opportunity at this English club, we could bring him in, easily could bring in a couple of loan signings. That's why I just don't get why Scottish fans panic. You get pretty much a market to yourself for 3 weeks. I'd probably say he's doing need a striker. I don't know who the hell that is. He's a road agent. Because Bale, nobody's seen. I still have doubts as Odward's consistency. Because I say 9 million strikers should be scoring more than he did. And Griffiths, we don't know what the situation is with Griffiths. Britt Baker was brought before the wrestler's court, accused of forgetting to shake another wrestler's hand. Tommy Dreamer told her to buy drinks for everyone after the show. Fuck's sake, Britt. What are you all about? Right, so we're missing Pac, Flamita, Evil Uno, and Bandido. Let's have a proper WWE segment. We'll have a contract signing and a brawl to start the show with Cody and Dustin, and Mick Foley will be the man that hosts such a contract signing. We'll make that 10 minutes because that is a big deal. I still maintain, I don't even think Edward was good in his own season. I think he was utter trash until he just played us and he scored a hat-trick. And then he kicked on. It took a long time to settle, I thought. Folk can obviously have a different opinion on that, and I can accept that, but I just think he was really poor in that first season, and then he played against us. He got his confidence with a hat-trick and never looked back. Now let's book for the bottom up, so we'll go with Darby Allin, he'll be in action. Let's make him face Angelico, give Angelico a bit of momentum. Going in to the tag match. Pinfall will make that our show stealing match. We'll then have, let's make it just a random triple threat match. I don't want a 6, we want 3-way. I don't know why 3-way's always in the bottom. So I didn't think he was worth the 9 million at the time. I didn't think that, just because I felt like he was. Until he played against us. Honestly, until that Motherwell game happened, he was kind of nowhere. But then again, he still had Dembele. Well, let's make this one Yuki Sasaki. So I'm going to make it a women's triple threat. Hikaru Shida, and as punishment, Britt Baker can take the loss here, despite the fact I've been pushing the doctor. Sorry, dentist. So Hikaru Shida will pick up the win. Britt will pick up the L. Storytelling match. And pinfall. I'm just going to quickly mute my mic for a second. I need to itch my ear. There we go. I think he's one of the guys where he probably needs a partner up front, but Celtic are never going to play 2 up front. They're always going to play Rogic. It's under Christie in the 10. Let's go Moxley and Lethal in the main event. In fact, actually, no. I'm going to go Shawn Spears. I know that sounds like a big downgrade for Jay Lethal, but use his overness, and then you can have something like Jay Lethal and Moxley as like a pay-per-view match. I'm trying to remember what you did miss. We booked Fight for the Fallen. That was done. Everything's on past broadcast as well. Fight for the Fallen was done. We are having the title match. Hangman Page was mysteriously assaulted by someone who I still don't know who it is. But we are having Moxley versus Jericho for the title. We're having a fatal 4-way tag match. We're having Dustin and Cody 2. So that was Fight for the Fallen. So we basically got an alliance, so that allowed us to go with Moxley vs Minoru Suzuki. We basically were setting up for Omega Moxley. Omega won't be available, so I've had to postpone that down the line. Jericho against Penta was cool. Kenta drew with Pac. Pac's continually else engaged. Young Bucks defeated the Rhodes Brothers, so we had that match up. And we ended up having it was Adam Page going with Shawn Spears to take on MJF and Jacob Friedman. We're just building the pay-per-view is the next one anyway. That's what we're used to about. Let's have a hype video. Just tag team on overness, and we'll have that as Rey Fenix and Penta. Just really hyping up what is about to come down. And let's have a proper table spot. I've still not done one today. I actually got to the stage I was stunned thinking, I've not took a shite today. I usually take a shite very early. Like honestly, Monday to Thursday I take my shite probably between 8:30 and 9. I just always go at the same time at work. That's how I know the time. But then at the weekend it's just like what? Body's just I don't know if I should just hold on to tomorrow. Don't know if anybody else is like that with the shites, but fucking hell, man. I always love it when you take like a massive shite and then you're just like Randy in the episode of South Park where he's facing Bono for the world's biggest shite. John Moxley can cut a promo on Chris Jericho. I really need to hype up that match, which is why they're just going to keep continually having these segments. Pardon me, so a lot of this card is going to be made up on the spot, which is annoying. For the event, we'll hype up someone as well. There's a lot of folk that just we're not using, which is quite annoying. Let's hype up Joe Janela. I've barely used them. To this extent, it's a 2-minute hype video. Fucking hell, mate. That sounds horrible. I'll just make it the Al McGuire Centre in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And see if we can get close to 4,000 fans. Right, so the contract signing, which ends with a Rhodes Brawl, ends with a D45. Fully enjoyed going off script. Performed well. Strong start to the show. Crowd hot. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It's just basically so I can write this thing out. E-19 for Joey Janela. Women's match. Hikaru Shida defeats Yuka Sakazaki and Britt Baker. Shida carried the match. 35 rating to the two ladies in the mid to low 20s. E plus 32. It's going to take a bit of time to get the women's division over because it is a performance and pop based company, and I do notice that with the women they don't grow in pop massively well. The only reason I had so many over in WWE is because I basically kind of had a false illusion that I was having a company that did intergender wrestling. Oh, my pronunciations are fantastic, mate. That's why I should just load up FM, just get some mad international team that I've got, and then they're so horrible. The problem is now Motherwell saw Scottish players, Northern Ireland save, it's all like Northern Irish folks, so. Rick, oh shit, I remember that man. That's because I wasn't really aware of him. Obviously now I know it's Ricochet. I always will pronounce something that I don't know, is how I see it, and then get people correcting me later. So in a terrible match, Angelico defeated Darby Allin in 9:42 with the Fall of the Angels, D-37. Darby Allin was off his game, so was Angelico, which is not ideal. Crowd buzzing, Darby Allin's got a good bit to go in terms of progressing. I think that's a match where it probably does really well in maybe 2-3 years time in game, but now it's just like hot garbage. So, John Moxley's promos are good. That's our first day segment. 89. Up the crowd well. Building up to this match. I'm half Spanish, that's it. Fuck, I can't even use the Maxi Rodriguez thing because that dick was Argentine. And they speak. They speak Spanish? Aha, there we go. Out the hard, good wrestling, decent reaction from the crowd. John Moxley defeats Shawn Spears 14-19 with a one hitter. C plus 67. You can see here John Moxley carries this fucking company by a fucking mile. 41 for Shawn Spears and end the match. In the show, Chris Jericho attacks John Moxley and ladders him through a table. So there we go. We'll just say done a double power bomb or something like I used to do back in the day. So in show, C plus 68, pop in 18 regions. That's all we continually have to do every episode of Monday Night Dynamite. And hopefully continue to steadily improve at a good ratio. But we're going to be under a bit of pressure now to put on a really good card for All Out. Some name in it. Joe McGrath. I'll look him up in a minute when it actually loads up. Because it could be like a fucking referee or something. Or a road agent or an announcer that I don't really know of. AEW loan out Penta to New Japan. Chris Jericho goes out to New Japan. I swear to fuck if they're away for All Out, got the raging. Kana's hurt badly. Broken rib. Or Asuka. ICW have fired Kieran Kelly. Bo Dallas stays with WWE. Jungle Boy's contract's expiring. No. The Jungle Boy's a weird one. I want to keep him, but I've got next to nothing for him just now. So we'll just be safe and we'll just say, do you want to stay for another 6 months? And Dynamite was 0.14, so we are getting better. Should have. He's there in real life. Yep. Alex Marvez, Excalibur, and Jim Ross as our team. Davey. See, I'm so like in and out the loop with ICW. Like every so often, I'll like tune into a show, and then other times I'll be like, fuck, how did I do that again? As I say, there's a show I can even remember watching. Probably one of the old Shug House parties. Well, there you go. We're getting 0.14s and Raw's getting 18.18s. SmackDown getting far bigger ratings as well. Right, so this is going to be our panic part. Who is actually missing? See, if we'd done a show on Wednesday, we'd be fine. Right, so we'd be missing Bandido. I can't pronounce it. That's my homework telling how to fucking pronounce that. Bandido. Randy Rhodes, Seema, El Lindemann, Jay Lethal, Jerry Lynn, Kenny Omega, T-Hawk, and Zack Sabre Jr. So Kenny's the one. The big one would be missing. The rest should be fine. We can cover them. That's the thing, it feels weird now with WWE because I never really see Cena. I might actually see, well, would you see him? Because I think they'd have promoted him if he was going to be there for the Super Showdown. An event that could be greater or equal than WrestleMania. Horrible how they've tried to promote that, but man, they've got to appease the host country. I don't think I can do pre-recorded as in pay-per-view. Let me just check that one. Nah, I think all pay-per-views need to be live, but Monday Night Dynamite I could, if I wanted to, still hold it on a Monday, but could have the show on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. That's good, you can see the gradual gain we're making there. So events like this, because TV I don't really mind for missing people, because then it gives other people an opportunity. But actual events... yes, see when you do the promos that are just hypes? That's basically that, pre-recorded hype videos. So if I go like hype... so whether I can get Kenny, I don't know. I should be able to, but like I can go like hype, Britt Baker, and then it'll be 2 million... 2 minutes dedicated to her, It's always like a touchy one, where people that are kind of no there, because some it allows them to be there, some it doesn't. I don't know how they work at a big Rampage. Is he fuck staying with WWE? I'll throw the book to get him in this company. We've got a lot of money, we'll make you the main man. But Tony Khan does not want me to pay that kind of money for you. It's looking at the wages WWE's offering them in this, so he's getting like $3,800 for 2 years. I'm pretty sure I was paying him $30,000 a month when I was in my WWE save. So that gives you a difference in where Ed is overness wise. So we can sign Luke Harper just in 2 years' time. So he's going to be locking his contract to 2021. I don't think we'll need to worry too much about the score for All Out, because I think we'll be absolutely fine with that main event. See, I do enjoy what I've heard so far, but you need to remember how fucked Fulham were with our transfer window, and obviously he's okayed a lot of that. But it could just be a case of, like, because you'll have the likes of Cody and the Bucks and that there to help him, it might not be as bad and a lot of experienced wrestling heads, but we'll see. There's a real legend in the UK, Paul Tracy, or UK and Ireland, I should say. Drago, man, I mean, there's a lot of hype about him after Lucha Underground, and then that fucked up. Jungle Boy back for another 6 months, good. So prepare for a lot of people to be unhappy after All Out as well for another event they don't get used on. So our morale issues will be like what WWE's is in real life. Fuck, I forgot to check that guy out as well. Well, then it loads back up. Joe McGrath, remember that. Parker is going to be let go from CMLL. So we look what else we got here. WWE contract offer to Zack Ryder. Fuck, he's WWE for life, even if he isn't getting used. Shit, so these people I wouldn't mind taking to AEW, but we kind of need to wait. Jericho's done with New Japan. Sammy Guevara, that's fine. Let's find Mr. Joe McGrath. He is a 24-year-old wrestler from Canada, Manitoba. Pretty average, no overness. It's just kind of there. Jamie's getting worried. Right, so last look. Nobody else is missing. That's good, that's good, that's good. Medical. So Phoenix, Flamita, Bandido, and Zack Sabre Jr. are the ones that are fatigued. But here we go, this is AEW All Out. We aren't going to bring in CM Punk just yet. That is going to happen at one point. I'll alter him in the database because I think he's going to come back the other day. Oh, what? Celtic are still that outdated backwards club that still use season books? Not these modern hip clubs like Motherwell that use season cards? No, Punk as well, I'm going to wait till we get more money that I can afford to throw at him. That's good, we can get nearly 6,000 fans. Ah, god damn it, Jamie. You had me having, I think I had a one-up on Celtic there, and then, nah, he'd dash it. Snoogan's coming up with that. Just call them books, we're not Tories. Alright, so we are going to have this one. Gotta have it in the. No, we don't have it there because I want to have it in a 6,000 seater stadium. Just see what one's just over 6,000. Let's go with the Beakley Centre in Youngstown, Ohio. We get fuck all now. We used to get hundreds of offers and that, but it's all irrelevant stuff that isn't going to get used. Oh, I'm doing all this, and I can just go add from pre-booking. Chris Jericho, John Moxley. 22 minutes. AEW Heavyweight Championship on the line. I'm going to put Jericho over. Because that way, you know Jericho's obviously going to get an AEW heavyweight title run in real life, so I just feel like if I give it to Jericho, he gets him his title run, and then, even though we don't use heels and faces, I think he's someone that can definitely be a arrogant champion, and people can chase. So Jericho, Moxley. Nah, there's a lot of Mortal fans. I'm just like, what the fuck are you actually doing? Dustin versus Cody we'll have as a 15-minute match. Cody obviously will go over. There'll be storytelling, and that's just to, thank you Dustin and all that kind of stuff. Pinfall, not flash pinfall. Gets that out of the way, and then we're going to have for the AEW Tag Team Championships. 15 minutes, tag titles on the line. I'm going to have Angelico pick up the win actually. Make that the Steal the Show match. She will finish. Hopefully nobody's too pissed off with that finish. Kazarian is unhappy. Right then, Angelico's not winning it, then it's going to be the Lucha Bros then. I hope you're happy with what you've done, Frankie Kazarian. I just know a lot of people were going to bitch and moan about that. So 3 matches in, that's fine. Let's make a proper stat card. Let's see what else we can have in. Let's have the rematch of Pac and Kenta. In fact, even better. Oh, see the problem is, but every kind of person like that is always, I want this former player back. Like any Motherwell player gets released, and it's like our former player gets released, it becomes available. Oh, we should sign them back. And it's like, nah, man, let it go. Like, bring in people. I want us to bring in people I've never heard of. So then I can go, right, cool, we'll get something a wee bit different here. Yeah, we'll basically get Kenta picking up a win over Trent. It's a pretty stacked card, if I do say so myself. That's the thing, the guy get relegated for the championship, didn't get promoted to League One. Celtic should be nowhere near getting a player like that. That's like half the folk that have been linked with Rangers. I'm like, cool in that, but they should be going a bit higher, even higher if they want to get to where they want to be. Nah, not an official tag team, buddy. Because we had the draw between them at the last event, I feel like if we put them together as a tag team in this match, mutual friendship, and it's like, nah man, all out, or all in 2, I want to knock fuck out you, then we get the actual winner to see who's the best between them. Let's call them the Bar. Let's try and get a... Let's give the ladies a 6-man, or a 6-person I should say, give them some action. So Smelly Kelly Ray will be in there, let's have Ali in there, let's make us a really happy team. Sadie Gibbs. Oh aye, as soon as Andrade's available, 100% man. Honestly, there's so many in WWE, once we can afford to steal them, there'll be, like Andrade, the problem is I don't know how long it's going to take us, but Andrade would certainly be one I want to bring over. I feel Matt Riddle would thrive in the environment, Aleister Black, you know what I mean? I'd even maybe want as a non kind of indie guy. Randy Orton would be somebody I'd want to pinch over. But we need to get financially challenged in WWE, and that's why I'm being so stingy to start with. Opposition team, we'll go with Awesome Kong, Aja Kong, and Nyla Rose. Will Nyla take the loss here? Because these are kind of older ladies. Even Nyla's, she's 27, but the other 2 are older ladies, so we need to be putting this generation over. So we'll have Ali pick up the win, and she can get on over Nyla. Let's have Stu Grayson, because they seem to be hyping him up as somebody really good in game. Fucking hell, Maxie, please hurry up and learn, you can't click that. Against Sammy Guevara. So I actually want to get to that stage where I get so over as a company, we get development and then just fuck a lot of people into developmental. So then the best possible superstar when they're ready for us. Or the best possible professional wrestler since we're not WWE. I'm happy with that. So let's see, hype for a singles wrestler. Can we get Kenny? Yep, there we go. Kenny can get in the show, that's good. So even though he's not there, we'll have a Kenny Omega hype before Kent and Pac. Could possibly lead to something. We'll have a hype one-on-one, just really promoting Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley as our main event. As always, if you watched any of my previous stuff, you'll know straight away. We'll have a post-match Chris Jericho celebration. As I always done when somebody won the title, 5 minutes, that's fine. Weird one. I'm actually going to start with a hype package, and that's going to be for Cody and Dustin, just highlighting what they've got. So I'll have that as like the kind of pre-show entrance type thing. Yeah, the pre-match, pre-show vignettes and that. We'll have a pre-match special singles entrance for Cody, because obviously that's our character, so that's another 5. So 121 minutes. Let's give a random backstage brawl. There's people that I think would maybe not like each other. In fact, I don't know about a post-match, just backstage brawl. I should have it. Beat down backstage brawl. Who's two folk can just attack each other? So how you make a random program out of something. A brawl between Hangman Page and Jimmy Havoc, so we'll basically at that time unveil that Jimmy Havoc was the man that took out Hangman Page. That's the right button, Lee. So then we go to add to pre-booking AEW September, which we still to decide the name for. And then we'll have Adam Page and Jimmy Havoc booked in. It's a bit on the fly button. So here we go. This is actually the last show of the night as well, because I kind of need to go and charge my phone and be sleeping in an hour. The joys. So here is WWE. Whoa. Ignore that. It's used to mother save. Here is AEW All Out 2019. Let's see how we do. So 6,150 at the Beagley Centre. The hype video for Cody and Dustin gets a D-37. The over-the-top entrance for Cody gets a D-44. Crowd gets hotter for that. Cody defeats Dustin in 15:23 with a silver spin DDT. D-45, crowd hotter again. Cody with 50, Dustin with 28, so that's good. We'll look to write Dustin out, and that's a really, really promising performance from Cody. But the decent wrestling in a little heat, Sammy Guevara defeated Stu Grayson in 9:48 with a shooting star press. D-39. Probably could have been a lot better this matchup if it wasn't for the road agent, so I think you'll get rid of Jeff Jones. But overall, pretty happy with that. And again, that just continues the push for Sammy Guevara. The backstage angle between Page and Havoc only gets an E-21, not particularly over in the States. But it cooled the crowd a little, but they two will do battle going forward as the man that cost Hangman Page his championship match. 6-woman tag, subpar wrestling, but the team of Kaylee Ray, Ali and Sadie Gibbs defeating Awesome Aja Kong and Nyla Rose 10-19. You can see there Ali just ahead of the rest of the field. Well, Awesome Kong at a 44 admittedly. Aja with a 31, but the rest are still kind of building themselves up. But a good position for the women's division to be as we look to progress that slowly but surely. I'd say it's at a mid-card level. A D-38 I'd say is mid-card, so there's certainly promising signs. Kenny's only getting an E26 on his overness, so a long way to promote Kenny. Bout that had decent wrestling, but not a lot of heat. Saw Kenta and Pac defeat the Best Friends, 13-51. Kenta defeating Trent with a Basuaku kick, knee kick. Oh, it wasn't too bad. You can see the clear, obvious overness and performance difference between the first team and the second team. So Pac and Kenta are going to be two very strong hands, D plus 52. But one thing, they two against Jericho at one point is going to be really good. Looking forward to it. Co-main, C plus 68, perfect. And about had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. The Lucha Brothers defeated Los Guerreros del Cielo, the Addiction and the Young Bucks in a ladder match in 1504 when Penta El Zero retrieved the titles. The Lucha Brothers become the first ever champions in AEW as they lift the AEW Tag Team Championship titles. Daniels Kazarian to Jackson Brothers, excellent chemistry, got the crowd buzzing. 40% 47-49 for Evans and Helico respectively. You can see there El Penta there with a 71, Ray Phoenix with a 60. So okay performances as well from the Bucks. Now, a few negatives, but it was an all-out match, so I'm pretty happy with that. As I say, 15 minutes going all out as per the event. Hype main event, Jericho Moxley for the first ever AEW champion. It was a C62. And the match itself was fantastic heat and great wrestling, so maybe we don't need storylines. But Chris Jericho defeats John Moxley in 21-38 for Walls of Jericho after blatantly cheating. Your first ever AEW heavyweight champion is Chris Jericho. So it's C69. John Moxley is going to be pissed coming out of this event. But two good performances there, and Chris Jericho truly is the king of the world. And his celebration is a C plus 68. I need to see what I want to do as well for Alex Marvez, because he's getting a lot of pretty weak stuff, which is not helping the rating of each particular thing. C plus 66 overall. Show increases our popularity in 60 regions, the US and in the UK. The only places that we do show AEW pay-per-views, but pretty solid. I'm happy with it. And you can certainly see what's the lower card, what's the mid card, and what's the upper echelons of All Elite Wrestling. So we'll go with Jericho, we'll go with Moxley, and we'll go with Penta. And as always, I always point people out as a good example. I don't see the point in being negative and going, you were shite, rip them apart. And we'll see how we look. The challenge is going to be getting good pay-per-view stuff as well. Because as soon as you get better stuff with that, you're jamming. Now let's have a look. The show was awesome. That's good to see. Chris Jericho needed a break. It's taking a toll on his physical and mental health. Maybe just because of the whole New Japan stuff as well. Harper staying with WWE. It's fair enough. So Jericho and Moxley both need time to heal. Buy rate was less than 0.01. The TV was a bit better. I truly just need to check. Obviously, a lot of people unhappy not getting news. Trent, Stu, why are you unhappy, Stu? So these are the people that will probably get filtered out every so often just because I can't keep using everybody. Did lose a bit of momentum, but prestige is a wee bit higher and money is good. let me quickly check, is not there. Broadcasting. So for TEW, just normal OBS, because you can't use all the. See, because it's different windows popping up, it doesn't allow. Streamlabs won't capture like this pop-up window because it's obviously you can move it to this different window. It would only ever capture the window below. So OBS is for just strictly on streaming. It's just strictly for TW. Streamlabs I was using when I was doing FM. If I intend to do F1, etc., I'll be using Streamlabs. It's just with TW, it's an apps. I just couldn't find a way that was going to work, and I don't have any of the notifications around that shit set up on for TW. But as I say, if we do end up doing F1 stuff, which there's a good chance we'll get the Elgato fired up, and we'll have all the Streamlabs stuff. But in terms of TW, it's just I could do Streamlabs and FM, but the old man kind of wants to gear up FM, man. I've ran my course in that. I'm just having a look here. So that is on demand, and that's on demand. Ah, shit. Stream Elements. We'll look into that. So a subscription and pay-per-view. So subscription, that would be the 0.03, and that would be the less than 0.01. So we're gonna lose ITV as well, because we won't be over enough to sustain that in 9 months' time. But we're gaining 46, 46, 44. I'm sure that's gaining. I'm sure we used to be at 45. That's our popularity. You can see we're growing a wee bit. 45, 45, 47, 25, 26, 29. So there's small growth. Small bit there in Canada. Obviously Mexico, we haven't moved. British Airways went up 1. The rest of the world, we don't have any deals at all. I just feel TW has been really, really difficult to stream with. It's really difficult. Like this setup just now, I've literally a chat in the top right corner of my screen. Any alerts in the bottom left, OBS up in the top left, and then the game in the middle of my actual monitor. I had to set it as a custom resolution. So it is a pain in the arse, but I do enjoy playing the game, so that's what I'm going to do. But Streamlabs, we'll probably see if I do use F1, and hopefully I don't use FM, because I kind of just want to finish up with Motherwell and LARM, and then go into the sunset, because there's not really much else for me today. So as we progress into the last day, as I say, that'll be the end of the stream there. I'd obviously just go with keep an eye on Twitter, because fuck knows, I've not got a stream. It could be tomorrow, it could maybe not be until Friday, I don't know. It's hard to say after my work. Sometimes I'm just physically like, nah man, no the day. So keep an eye on anyway. But as always, cheers for tuning in. We'll probably next time we're streaming get a wee vote on what we're going to do for the pay-per-view for September. I'll probably sit. Is she going to be in a written deal? Fuck. Somebody else. Aye, there's the Canadian boy. I did remember to search him. I'll probably sit with a notepad tonight and look at ideas I can go with in the future. But if anybody gets any ideas, we'll work towards it. Canadian. I don't even know who NCW are. He's not had any matches yet. Aye. That's him. But I say, the thing is as well with AEW, it's not exactly going to be like a short term thing. Like, realistically, we will probably be doing this right up until the new TW comes out, and then we start again. But hopefully we'll then learn what works, what doesn't, with a bit more knowledge in each particular wrestler that I've maybe not used as much, you know, your Ace Romero's, etc. Folk that you guys might be well aware of, I'm just like, who are you? But yeah, we'll keep going and we'll see what happens, and we'll offer Flying Brian. Again, he's somebody I wouldn't normally sign yet. I'd have him in development for a bit, but we'll see what happens. That's it. Cheers for watching, troops. I shall catch you next time. And yeah, let's go All Elite Wrestling as we head towards September, and then the second annual All In. Take it easy, and unfortunately, enjoy your Monday. I hate Mondays. See ya.